Hello, guys. Welcome back to another podcast episode. I'm your host, and you're listening to Seema Says. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the importance of being yourself, finding yourself, and then showing yourself out to the world in that way. It is so important to know who you are and to then go ahead and build a sustainable brand or business around who you are, and I'm going to explain why. Nobody in the world has the ability to take you away from yourself, but this becomes solidified and this becomes known to other people when you decide to invest into yourself in a very public way. And the way to do this in today's day and age is by building a brand or a business in which you become the focal point of your business or brand, and it's typically done through social media. So a lot of people will look at this as something unattainable for them if they have never tried it before. But the ones who really do want to do this, go ahead and do, and they serve the public in different ways through their own energy. You know, there are so many creators that I know and that I love and that I look up to that go ahead and build businesses on their own terms in this way, and they use all the different facets that they can to reach people and to also make money from their own existence. This is literally how you monetize your existence. So I'll name a few creators that I really love, that I keep up with, that are so vastly different from one another. So if you've heard of Tam Kaur, I love Kaur. She's amazing. She talks about personal development and self-development. She's just like somebody that I really resonate with. I also love Tara's World. If you've heard of Tara, I actually don't know how to say her name. But they do different things, and yet they have built this brand around themselves. And it's so cool to be able to do this in the creator economy. Sandy Lynn is another icon who started off in entrepreneurship and then transitioned over to digital fashion. I also love Baddie in Business. If you've heard of Baddie in Business, she's amazing. She talks about how to make passive income in ways that are sustainable and profitable long term for anybody. Literally, you don't even have to have different a different range of skill sets to do this. So there's so many ways that you can start bringing in an income online just from your existence. You know what I mean? And Emma Chamberlain is another one. You know, if you look at the rise of Emma Chamberlain, it's insane because she literally dropped out of high school and started making YouTube videos on just things that she loved, and she blew up, you know? And so you just have to find what you love. Literally, you just have to find what you love. And as somebody who is creating in the online space, I can tell you that as I've been changing and growing, my content reflects that. And it's so hard sometimes because it's I want to fit into a niche, you know, but there's no niche that I really fit into. It's just everything flows from my heart, and and that's it. That's the niche, you know. So I think you just have to really find what you love to do, and you know, you become who you are in the process of creating. Creating will lead you back to who you are. And especially with me, I have so many different sides and facets, right? But one thing I don't explore as much as I could is my humorous side, especially online, and that's something I want to go further into. You know, I want to vlog, I want to travel and vlog, I want to learn actual TikTok dances. All this stuff is so fun for me and so cool for me. But as somebody that's such a micro creator, I have also been demolishing a lot of blockages when it comes to this, because you can't film yourself and post it if you're gonna think that you look bad or that you can't dance or you know. And this is something that everybody goes through, I understand, but the ones that find success in the online space are the ones that keep pushing regardless of how it may look to other people or regardless of the insecurities that they have. And it's easy to be insecure. It's difficult to overcome insecurity, right? So that's why one should strive to overcome insecurity, because it is a hard thing. It is a difficult thing. It is hard. It is hard to put yourself out there. It's hard to hear yourself. It's hard to go back and edit footage of yourself. It's hard to watch yourself. This is the biggest thing in the world, but once you can overcome yourself, and your ego like sits at a minimum, then you're good to go. You can just post anything that you love, and you can be yourself freely online, and you can reach people in different ways. And it doesn't matter if you make money from it at first or if you don't or what have you. Like I've learned the power of little to no expectation out of everything in life, not just business, but everything, circumstances, events, people, situations, even relationships. And I love specifically like the Olympics. Like I love the Olympics, specifically like women's gymnastics. And somebody on the gymnastics team this past year said something about how they made it without even expecting to, And I always think about that because, like, it's good to have goals, but there's a middle point you got to be at, You have to have goals and you have to be working towards them if you want them, of course. But the pressure and the expectation, that needs to go, because there's no fun then, you don't have fun with what you do if you're just pressuring yourself. And like my personal story is that I pressured myself so much into things that I felt that I should be doing, that eventually like they just kind of fell apart, and it wasn't successful because I was pressuring myself. I was pushing myself instead of actually having fun with it, And this goes for lots of things in my life personally. Like this is my story. This is my anecdote. Like this has happened to me in business. Like I did this to myself in business, in relationships, in like at work, like everything. I would just like put pressure on myself to be a certain way or to fit into a certain mold that, I was really only giving myself. Like the pressure of life shouldn't be there. If you look at how anything happens in nature, I don't know why this is coming to me, but like let's say like a baby being like formed, or like seasons changing in nature, stuff like that. It takes time, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't just happen overnight. It doesn't just happen when you want it. It doesn't happen when you put pressure on it. Like you don't like you don't scream to like a baby to like hurry up and develop, like things take time, and it's okay to be in flow. It's okay to work and have fun with it. It's okay to not do everything at once. It's okay to have good ideas and to take action, but you don't have to pick and choose one. You can do all of them. Or if you can't do all of them, you can try to do all of them, and you can stick to the one that you love most. Like give yourself the freedom to explore, I'm even learning this in terms of like my reactive state to things. Like now I give myself the permission to like explore different like emotions. And I give myself the permission to respond, instead of like react to things, and it's changed my life, because instead of just like seeing things as happening to me, or taking things personally, or feeling like I am the reason for all the negative things happening in my life, like I took a step back and I realized that all I have to do is just respond from a place of balance. Like I just have to get into my own balance first, my own energetic balance first, and then I can respond in a way that I feel natural, and like comfortable, and the situation will flow accordingly, whereas I used to try to like I would react like anybody else, you know what I mean? I would just react to things and take things personally. Like it was a really miserable existence, And truth is, like nothing is about us. Like nothing is about you listening to this. Nothing is about me. Like our vibrational state is what attracts or magnetizes things to us. That's our only sense of importance. Everything else, like we don't have any like authority over like how people act or react, or like the vibration of other people. That's the biggest thing ever. Stick to your own vibration. allow it to be high, and like don't think that other people should understand you or are at the same vibration as you are. Like, they're not at the same vibration as you are. That's the point. That's why you guys are in separate bodies. That's why everybody is your teacher and vice versa. You are everyone's teacher. Like, we are here to co-create, but that doesn't necessarily mean agreement, that doesn't necessarily mean similar vibration. Even contrasting vibration leads to expansion, within everybody. So, like, we have only good things to gain from this life. Like, we have only good things to gain from other people and from our experiences and our relationships and connections. So there's like nothing wrong ever. And this is something that my mentor teaches me. Her name is Abraham Hicks, or her name is Esther Hicks, and she channels Abraham Hicks. And she's amazing. She teaches that everything is vibration, and she illustrates this very beautifully. If you haven't heard her lectures, I recommend you go check them out. They're beautiful. They changed my life, as well as Bashar. And the thing about listening to these lectures and stuff is that, like, I can't make you guys go listen to them, right? Like, you have to have an ear for self-improvement. You have to want to be happy. It's not about personal development for the sake of personal development. Like, that's so boring. Like, I literally never care. I would not care, The reason and the motivation behind listening to these things is because I want to be happy. I want to be happy because I've experienced, like, personally speaking, I've experienced a life of like great abundance and blessings and this and that, and I still found myself unhappy. And then I also like lost everything at different parts of my life, and then I was still very much unhappy, So like, it just shows that happiness is not a byproduct of what you have or don't have. It's not. It's a byproduct of who you are and the vibrational caliber that you hold yourself to be at. And the discipline, the inner discipline that you carry within yourself to keep yourself at a certain equilibrium energetically, balance, like I said, is literally the only way to peace and happiness. That's it, So, like, I've also experienced, personally speaking, because I'm giving you my anecdotes here, but I've also experienced periods of like great intense excitement. Like, I operate this way, okay? So I'll be really, really excited, and like I'll have this great idea, and I'll like go after it and do it, and oh my God, life is amazing, and like everything is so beautiful, like the trees and food and like sitting in the sun, like okay? And then my mood will take a turn, like the next day or something, and I just won't want to do anything. I won't want to see anybody, and it's just because I expended a lot of energy the previous day being really excited and being really happy and like on 10, and like reaching out to everybody and like saying hi, like, and the next day I would just want to like not talk to anybody. And I was doing this for a while, and I realized, like, you want to know what? Like, this is a result of like a imbalanced nervous system, and I need to kind of balance that out. So of course you balance it out. You meditate, you intake proper stuff, you make sure to have like a lot of vitamins in your diet and whatnot, and like you sleep a good amount and all that. You just self-regulate, right? You also get your mind out onto paper, onto creative projects. Like, you heal, basically, And so now I have happy states, but they're not like out of balance, And same with my low states. Like for example, right now I'm in a low state. Like today, I'm in quite a tired, like low, like state of being. So did I plan to record this podcast? Like, no, I didn't, like not at all. And I've just like had a under the weather type of day a little bit. But here I am recording this, and I'm looking at the most beautiful blue bird, like digging in the ground, and I'm happy, We have so many blessings. I just had sushi. I just had a frap, okay? And like, that's all that matters. Like, right now is all that matters. It doesn't matter what has happened to you in your life. It doesn't matter what you've experienced. It doesn't matter what you even want to do in the future. And I know that sounds kind of insane, but only because the present moment is where the riches lie. It's the most precious time of your life is happening right now. Right now. You don't have to believe me, but it's the truth, you know. And the reason why it's the truth is because now is the point of creation. Now is the point of manifestation. Like, not in an elaborate sense, not in a complicated sense, but rather in a very light way, you know, like this present moment, me talking to you right now, like this is the point of creation. This is going to be uploaded and 1,000 people are going to listen to this, you know, and I don't even feel my best. You know what I mean? So, but look at what's going on. Like this is going to be up online probably even after I pass away. You know what I mean? So like now is the appointed time. Sorry. You know, like, there's a quote by one of my other teachers. Her name is Florence Scovelson, and she says, "Now's the appointed time. Today is the day of my amazing good fortune. Look well to this day." You know, it says that in the Bible as well. And it's all we got, man. It's all we got. Like, right now is all we have. And it's just like inspiration begets you. You know what I mean? Like inspiration is within you. It is you. Love is you. So you might as well just recognize that. You might as well just wake up to that. And you will understand that you carry all of the healing power that is necessary for yourself. You carry the secret or the formula or the recipe to go ahead and heal yourself from anything that has ever happened to you in your life. By the way, we sit in our past and our future the most, you know, and so we lose what's most important, which is right now. We lose this time. We lose not only the time, but we lose the recognition of the creative ability that is present right now. We lose the recognition of the potentiality of creation that is happening at this moment, you know, so when you lose that recognition, it's even, you know, worse, I'd say, than losing time. Because you are separate from yourself, you know, capital S, you're separate from yourself when you do not recognize your creative ability, you know. So the creative faculty of people, it exists within the imagination. Like everything that I'm telling you right now, it's somewhere up there in the ethers, in the blanket of consciousness, and I'm bringing it down to you guys, you know. That's all I'm doing. And so when artists paint, it's like the same thing. When dancers dance, it's the same thing. Like, do you think that, like, for example, with me personally, because I can only talk about, you know, what I know, but with me personally, like, I don't make up my dances when I do them. And I enjoy dancing, so I'm using this as an example. But they just happen through me. So now is the appointed time. Like, you can literally harness creation and let it flow through you, and magic will be born. Invention of different sorts will be born. You know what I mean? A lot of speakers who do TED Talks, like they don't plan, well, some of them do, but a lot of them don't plan their talks and they turn out phenomenal, you know? So like it's about being tapped in and turned on to your magic, to your flow, to the imagination factor, you know? And so quite literally, like this present moment is very powerful because you can create anything you want just right here in this moment. There was a period of time in my life where I was so down bad. I was pretty unwell, like physically, and it came to a point where if I had like started crying or freaking out about it or having anxiety about it or panicking, it would have made it worse because physically I was like not well, you know? So all I could do was like focus on my breath, lower my gaze, and like literally be here now, be in the moment now, you know? And so then I found something magical. I found that, oh, hey, like I have the power of prayer and invention. You know, I have the power of communication to my creator, which is prayer, and then invention, which is my creator communicating to me, you know? So like through that realization, I was able to create in my mind what I wanted for myself in the future. And I began to think of, okay, as soon as I feel better, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to create this video. I'm going to post on my YouTube channel. I'm going to post on social media. I'm going to create beautiful art. I'm going to create videos, you know, and And so that's what I did. And actually, like, the first thing that I did was I wrote a book because that's all really I felt that I could do. So I started typing, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to do all that in the future. But right now, like, I'm going to create something right now, So I started typing and I wrote a book, which is coming out soon. I'm excited for it. It's very different from anything I ever thought I would write. But yeah, so that's an example of using the present moment now to create, just do something, create. I always tell this to clients, people that I work with, people, even my friends. I'm like, if you feel bad, make something, create something. It could be anything. It could be a picture, a piece of art, or a piece of writing, and text it to somebody, or share it with your friends, or post it online, or give someone advice, like help another person, like that'll help you feel better. There have been times where, like, oh gosh, this is like a really crazy example. So, I just want to put you guys onto something called, I think it's called tithings. I believe that's the term, tithings. I'm not sure. But it's this concept it's a Jewish concept that you always give 1/10 of your income away. You give it away in a donation. And so when I was younger, and I was still a student, I was still in college, and I wasn't working at the time, and I didn't have much, and I saw a homeless person, and they needed something, right? And so I just, based off of faith, I used that concept, and I was like, you want to know what? I only have this amount of cash with me, physically, right? But I'm just going to give it to him, And so I did. And then later on, it took a few months, months later. And I only realized it, by the way, years after, okay? I did not know that these two scenarios could have been connected in any way, but everything is connected in every way, by the way. So months later, I came into a good amount of money, and I realized later on that, it was due to the fact that my consciousness was vibrating at a way that allowed for me to handle that much, but also because we give, right? And it comes back to us multiplied. It may not have just been because I gave the man $10, but everything culminates. Everything really does come back. Everything really does come back. Our thoughts are crystallized. They are crystallized into our reality. They're crystallized. They take form. It's absolutely insane. They'll even take form in your body, and in things you experience within your body, or the way you look, or anything. With me in particular, if I am having a bad day mentally, or if I don't feel happy as much, do you think I'm gonna be pretty and vibrant and glowing? No, I'm not gonna be, so vibration affects how you look. So if you're angry all the time, if you're upset, even if you're depressed, do you think you're gonna be vibrant and glowing and attractive? Think of the word attractive. What does it mean to be attractive? It means to attract, right? So if you are repelling with your thoughts, can you attract? No, because they're opposites. They cancel each other out, right? So to be attractive is to be attractive, to attract. It's not about physicality. Physicality is the last manifestation of thought. Physicality is the last manifestation of emotion. Okay, so your tangible reality, including your body, including your face, is a result of the vibration that you carry and the emotions that you hold within yourself. And it's hard to change thoughts. And so because it's hard to change thoughts, it's hard to change emotions, right? But what you can do is you can change your words. You can always use your words. Jesus said, by your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned. If you feel that you are not happy or not well in a certain situation, make an affirmation. Make an affirmation. Make a verbal affirmation. So, I'll give you an example. Today I was feeling a little low. So I kept saying to myself, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that I have this. I'm so lucky that I have that. I'm so blessed, that God has given me this and the ability to do this and that and everything. And I started to believe what I was saying, So this is what I mean when I say energy work. Energy work is just mental manipulation in a way. It's manipulating your own energy, to get yourself to higher states of feeling. Because from a low state, you can only go to a higher state. Yeah. Like, let's say you're at a pretty low state, and you go even lower than that, right? Then eventually you're going to go up again, but you have to go lower. Like, you just have to, in order to experience the process fully, or in order to work through the situation fully, you have to go lower. So no worries, just as you went a little lower in your vibrational state, you'll go higher again. It may take some time, or it can be instantaneous, depending on what you decide, depending on how you decide to calibrate your vibration and your frequency. So I hope this makes sense. I also want to impart that it's easy to change your words. So do that, because once you change your words, you'll start to change your thoughts. Your thoughts will naturally change, right? And so then your emotions will follow. So that's kind of the order. That's kind of like the sequence of it. And this is the secret to ultimately having full emotional control over yourself and like mental autonomy, really. Because somebody who's out of control of their mind and heart and emotions, they give in to anger, they give in to depression without reason. There is a reason for anger sometimes, and there's a reason for depression and all these things. And the reason is to teach us about our own ability to regulate ourselves. But if you're not learning from your experiences, then you're stagnating, right? And I don't want that for anybody. And you'll know if you've been stagnating in your life. It'll be obvious. So that was a long yap. It was about 26 minutes. Didn't expect to even record this today, but I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Let me know if you did. Let me know if it was helpful down in the comments below. Affirmations are your best friends. I don't want you to listen to anybody who says that they don't work or that it's not true. Everything is possible, and everything happens based off of your decision. Okay, so if you decide that something is impossible, it's going to be impossible. If you decide something is possible, it will be possible. Never take action if you don't feel aligned with the action that you're taking. Okay, let's say you have to do something. Expect the best outcome before you decide to do something. Like, you don't hop in your car thinking like, oh, like, I'm not going to make it to my destination. Like, you hop in your car knowing you're going to get there eventually because you've decided to do so. Obviously, right? So it's the same thing with any affirmation or any statement that you make or any experience that you undertake in your everyday life as well. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.